Hi traders, this video is about translating live analysis into trade setups, and basically we of course twice a week we have live analysis videos where we look at the market, the Forex market, technical analysis pre-fact, and we're saying look for this, watch out for that, this is how we're going to trade this pair, we're going to skip this pair, right? We do that bi-weekly. This week we had 3 of them, and you can see that mostly was very good, right? We had the pound upside indeed as predicted, that happened. Euro was a bit cautious, and indeed the euro didn't move too much. So we try to make these videos short, to the point, and only give you the conclusions without going too much into detail or analysis, because we don't want to make the video an hour, which is probably what we would need if we explain the decisions behind our analysis, right? The reasons behind it. We want to make it concise, so we kind of make a video that's right away to the point. But trading that analysis, right, taking that analysis and actually implementing it is more difficult, of course, is another story, is another factor, another part. And that does require some experience. And that's why, of course, we try to explain what we're looking for in the video. Now, this video, I wanted to emphasize how our trading process works after we finish the analysis. After we share the analysis with you, what are we looking at? What happens? And I'm going to share those things. So we're going to be showing some live setups of this week in just a second, so bear with me. Within a minute, I will share that with you, and I'll show you 3 trade setups, all right, that we did based on our analysis that we shared pre-fact in the videos. But first, I want to quickly explain the trading process that we have in mind when tackling the markets. So we do our analysis, we share the analysis with you, right? But we always keep in mind after that, what are the decision zones? What kind of triggers are we looking for, and in what direction? And then we start to think about entries and exits. So you see there's a lot more elements, aspects we look at than just entry and exits. And I think that many beginner traders are just looking at where can I enter, that's it. But if you want to do it properly, this is a much more safer way to tackle the markets. You're going to pick the setups that are ready and fitting your trading plan, rather than just taking tons of entries that are really not so good. This trading process is needed. Is important, because basically we all have a certain bias. It's logical, right? We analyze the charts and we get a bias. Actually, we need a bias a little bit, because when we analyze it, just by trading a certain direction, we of course expect it to go in that direction. That's a bias. We need it, otherwise we wouldn't trade at all. We would never enter, or we would never stay in the trade. But we need to be realistic and flexible about that bias, and that's why we need decision zones and triggers, because they confirm or invalidate our analysis. And that's important, so we keep with the feet on the ground. Let's take a look at some real life charts. Pound yen, expected pound yen continuation. And there are some factors here within the analysis, but basically the decision zone is WIZ. One of the decision zones we use is WIZ. All right, so the decision zone here is the fact that price broke above the 3rd WIZ level. I will put a big blue circle there. You see the purple 3? That's the 3rd WIZ level. Now, if you don't know what WIZ is, it's a tool we use to understand when price will get the most momentum. It's based on fibs. The details are not so important right now. But when price breaks above or below the 3rd WIZ level, we expect bigger movements. And you can see why. When price broke above the 3rd level, it moved 850 pips to the upside. Bang! Wow, what a movement. And how do we know that? Because of WIZ. These purple lines are WIZ. Look at the space between 3 and 4, 4 and 5, 5 and 6, 6 and 7, these green boxes indicating the movement, right? But how do we trade it? Well, we use our SWAT method. That is basically what we're looking for, and I'll explain that in a second. But the blue candles are some of these entries to the upside, right? But basically, you can see the space. Now, the entry itself, basically we saw upside, right? Upside momentum, and we see price going sideways, right? Clearly, sideways range like this. So this was a pull, and price was ready for more upside in my view. So how did I trade it? I already talked about in analysis that pound yen looks good to the upside. So these purple arrows are all potential trade setups, right here. But I took this one with the green arrow, right? So there are 4 potential setups. I took the second one, that's our entry, and it took maybe a few hours after the entry before it went, just went sideways before it moved up. But then eventually hit the minus 272 target, and the exit was 168 pips, right? So what is the decision zone in this case? The moving averages and the Wiz levels, right? What is the trigger? The trigger was our SWAT candle or SWAT arrow. And what is the entry? Entry was right here, and the exit was right here. So great trade on the pound yen. Now, you might be thinking, great, Chris, but how about other SWAT traders? Can they copy that? Yes. So far, we've had great stories from all the SWAT traders, or most SWAT traders. Some are still learning and just started. But even those that just started 2-3 weeks ago, they're showing hundreds of pips. In fact, one of our traders already had 700 pips in 2 weeks. Others are showing great results too. So last month, for instance, we had a couple of traders with great results as well. So you can see that SWAT is working for other SWAT traders too, because of the simplicity in copying the signals. The blue arrows and blue candles are simple to see and simple to execute. And with regard to the pound odd, it was not me who took this trade, but in fact a SWAT trader. And you can see that 2 potential entries were here, the purple one and the green one. Again, multiple entries possible. And then you see the exit, again, minus 272 target, plus 270 pips, right between the 5th and the 6th SWAT Wiz level. And on the New Zealand yen, this is one I took myself. You can see potential entries here again, multiple spots. I took one right here on this pullback and took the exit at minus 272 target for plus 108 pips. This is not to show off, but just to show you how, after analysis is completed, how it's simple to translate analysis into trade decisions and setups with SWAT, based on Wiz, based on the candles, based on moving averages, based on our triggers, which are the candles and arrows. So 108 pips, 168, and 271. That's 550 pips over 3 trades. It's a lot, but it's not necessarily unusual for SWAT. And it's not only me. I'm getting this, I'm hearing this back from the SWAT trading community. It's still small at the moment because we just started, but I think in due time we're going to get more and more traders that see the value. These are not repainted, these candles, by the way. All of it is, it doesn't change when the candle closes. That's it. There is no repainting, by the way, just for information. So that was a quick indication how we translated our analysis into actual trade setups. And there are more trade setups this week, but these are just the 3, probably the 3 best ones, I guess. But Europound was pretty good as well, by the way, and some 50-minute setups. More free material, by the way, on elitecurrency.com. Of course, we'll continue with our bi-weekly video outlook on the Forex market and gold. So Sunday, you'll see a new update on that. And in the meantime, wish you all great trading. Cheers.